Welcome back to Batman Arkham Asylum. I'm the Dark Knight.
And I'm the Bright Knight!
It is kind of bright with all these fireworks. We're actually in a position we could go fight the final boss right now. But it's Riddler trophy time.
Trophy time!
Now, there is a legit way to do this. You can go around, hunt for the maps that show you where all the trophies are. I think I've actually got the map for this area. Like, see, it'll put these question marks on your map, showing you where to do riddles at. And that's all well and good. But for the sake of time, we're going to use IGN.
We're not using IGN because they're bad people.
Well, they are bad people, but we don't talk about that. So that being said, we're just going to show you... this is going to be a clip show, basically. I'm going to play normally. But, oh, hey. Crazies are out still.
Yep.
This is going to be basically a clip show. I'm going to show you guys what we're when we're finding trophies, but beyond that, I'm pretty much just going to do them, get them done, and play normally. I'm going to play normally, but you guys are only going to see the interesting bits, if that makes sense. Because I've got to cover the whole island. And this video would be like 3 hours long if I showed everything.
Pretty much.
So.
Stand on the outside looking in. Like at the bottom of the steps.
Okay.
Go in detective mode, and you have to be if you're facing it, you're gonna be standing towards the left-hand side and looking slightly up and to your right.
Oh, it's a question mark. Ah ha ha.
Yes, that's what I said. Question mark line up.
Okay, I misunderstood. There you are.
I thought I made them easy to find. I really don't like Patreon. I really don't.
Oh, what's wrong with Patreon?
It's a matter of... Personally, I have a bone to pick when it comes to artists and trying to pay them, because there is no good way to pay for art, and so far everything that's come up is terrible. So not to say Patreon, the site itself, does what it needs to do perfectly. It allows creators to make art. However, the one thing that is wrong with this picture is that most people that make art aren't good business people.
It is one of those kind of acquired skills.
And so, it's one of those things where I'm just sitting there like, what you just said to me would make me not want to be your customer. Like, one artist, I will not give their name, has been, working on comics, and they have been reaching their goals. But they were still working on the comics regardless. One of the comics was supposed to be locked behind one of the stretch goals. Mm-hmm. And they were still working on it regardless. But now, they're like, well, I'm just shy of it. So, and I haven't actually ever reached it, so this comic is going to go on hiatus. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you can't be doing it halvesies, dude. You should never have done it if it was going to only be released if it got there. Like releasing it regardless was kind of simple. Like, I like it when people say, I'm releasing my content regardless, you just pay for it to come out early. This is a tip jar, effectively. I prefer that, but that's just me.
There's pros and cons to both methods. I do agree with the fact that if you have content ready to release, even if you're nominally wanting to wait on some kind of Patreon system to release it, given enough time, you should just go ahead and release it.
Well, yeah, because the content is what runs your Patreon anyway. Or rather, what brings people
Now, that being said, if it was like, if you, this all goes into like, you're right, artists are bad business people, but it's what you're saying is also dependent on a couple pieces of information, like how big is his, fan base, what kind of numbers is his Patreon showing. Like, I wouldn't, if my fan base was big enough and I was running this stuff off of Patreon, I wouldn't mind releasing a bit of content that was, goal locked occasionally, but I wouldn't want to do it all the time, because that's only gonna result in encouraging people never to fund into my Patreon.
Right. It's a smaller fan base. I will say that, and it's there's also the bad ones you have to get rid of, because like I know like you can gain access to Patreon at a certain point by pledging, but it won't charge you until a certain point in time in the month. So like you can pledge, get in, get all your stuff, and then like you can go to your bank and then tell them to reject the charge from Patreon. There's people doing that shit. But for that, I think that's a knock on Patreon. Like, they should like legitimately lock the content until the card is charged, or charge the card immediately. Though I can see why, like, credit companies are pretty bad about how like they charge you for transactions.
Yeah.
So like that one, like I can understand it'd be expensive for Patreon, but after a while, I think they'll be able to wheel and deal their way into something else.
There is something in here, and I'm betting it's another lineup question mark thing, but I don't know where. A puzzle has many sides, but only some are visible. I don't know where to look for it. We're in intensive treatment, if you forgot.
Southwest corner of the lobby office, in the center of the area, there is a window with a question mark on it.
So in here, window with a question mark on it, huh? Ah, I see it.
What do you call the detective who is only halfway to the end? Loser?
Maybe Rocksteady should work on the Flash. I think that would actually be the next game that could easily use the Batman system.
It'd be interesting to control a speedster.
Very. If that one would be completely night and day, because you could he's not as martial arts heavy, so like him maintaining flow would actually be very important to like being able just to attack, and like the free flow would literally be keeping him moving between person and person and not getting tripped up by random things or stuff like that. Very reaction time stuff. It also makes the game a little more controller intensive instead of button timing intensive.
A little bit. And here's the map.
You do know how to read a map, don't you?
So I have to say, like, the designers of all this shit had way too much time.
They were video game designers. They didn't have enough time.
Should have spent that time working out the bugs out of Arkham Knight.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a bird. Sick bird.
Alright. On to Arkham West.
You mean Adam West?
Adam West. Adam West.
And that's the last area with them, though?
West and the two buildings in it. But we've covered everything in north and east. So, like, we've got to do the medical center, or, no, the
Medical facility.
Yeah, and then the penitentiary. But the Joker is in the penitentiary, so that's where I'm going last. Sound like a plan there?
Sounds like a plan. Oh, you gotta make sure you don't punch any of the thugs.
But there's an achievement for it.
But I thought that was an achievement not to punch them.
No, it's an achievement to do it.
Oh.
Because it's actually a decently hard fight. Because there's 20 of the damn guys.
Not enough.
Never enough.
What? You're nearly done? Are you cheating? Looking them up on the internet? Tell me.
The Riddler's so meta. Are you looking them up on the internet? Tell me. Why, yes. Yes, we are.
Yep.
Oh, hey, last upgrade.
Swag!
So, any experience I get now is just
Are here to help you.
bonus.
When Amadeus Arkham built this fine institution,
We're back. There should have been a cut there, and I've actually had to switch recording partners. Oh, did not want that door behind me to open.
I'm JB. You can't tell me different.
He goes by Showtime in my videos.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oops.
It's Showtime, everybody! Back with me from Payday 2 is Joe.
What's up?
Yeah, JB had, or, now, yeah, me doing it. Showtime had to leave abruptly. I have no idea where he went. This is actually now getting recorded, like, the day after the next day.
It's been about a 2-day delay on this one.
Yeah. Which is really upsetting, because I was hoping to get the first of these videos up by Tuesday, and I guess I still could have, but, and I just passed the door I meant to go into. But it just didn't happen that way, and, yeah, because I was waiting, I wanted to get it all in the, you know, in the can before I did. We have 4 Riddler trophies to go. And I'm just using my map to figure out where they are and then going after them. And occasionally I had to ask him to, you know, give me a clue as to where to look, but I don't think I'm going to find anything.
Patience. You're cheating. You must be.
Oh, hey, we're starting to broadcast his, or we're starting to identify where the Riddler's broadcasting from. Because there's only 3 trophies left.
Getting a little bit lag. Hey, there's one. See, I helped you.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Arkham Asylum is, like, on the other side of... You gotta correct the graphics. No, that's your item. You're getting a but they seem to be just on the other side of, and Eagle?
What? You did it? You must have cheated. There is no way you could have beaten me. Well, you asked for it, Batman. My final challenge for the whole of Gotham is just seconds away. What? The police.
There it is.
You cheated, Batman. You couldn't have outsmarted me. Police, open up! No. I said open the door, now! No! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! No! Tell me, how did you work out where I was? Do you hear me? I, Edward Nigma,
Always great to hear the Riddler get his comeuppance. Though it was very loud. That should be it for Riddler trophies.
That's great, by the way.
Oh, just listening to him get his comeuppance.
Like, you don't actually have anything to do with that either. They just find
You
him.
did. You
Oh,
sent
did
his...
you?
3 trophies ago, you find his location, you send it to
Aw.
Gotham PD.
Because when somebody originally told me about that, they didn't mention that. They just said that the cops just roll up on him. And I was like, that seems kind of hilarious.
No. 3 trophies before the last one, you use his broadcast that he's using to taunt you to triangulate his location.
Okay. That makes me sad now.
There is still a Chronicle of Arkham somewhere, but we've gotten all the marked Riddler trophies, so I'm wondering where you get it from. I actually don't know. Because if I look at the Spirit of Arkham stuff, and then go to the actual deciphered messages, there's number 24 there. I can't even mouse over it. So, weird. Maybe it's something in the last building with Joker. But that'll be for next episode, which Joe will join me for as well.
Whee!
So we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah,
Same bat time, same bat YouTube channel.
Something along those lines. Does anyone get that reference anymore?
I hope so.